Hello. Welcome to my recap of Love After Lockup. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. You guys who are not watching this live, please skip 5 minutes. We'll start at the 5-minute mark. If you would like to donate, go on ahead, check this down below. You know what I'm saying? Give your girl a little tip, support her in her endeavors. Otherwise, skip to 5 minutes and give this video a thumbs up. All right, guys, letting it happen, letting people get into the room before we start talking about this episode. Hi, El Boogie. Hi, Vicky Vale. How are you? Sorry I'm late. I had a very important interview. Marie, welcome. Queen Kathy, how are you? Raven, hello. Adam, hello. Aspasia, Fiona. Come into the room, you guys. Come on into the room. Mika, Tiffany, Marianne, hello. I'm so glad you guys were able to join me. It's so I love a mid-morning Saturday group of people. Oh my God. Marie, was it me? Because you know I don't like P.F. Chang's. I'm actually meeting up with Chris today. I'm supposed to meet up with her today at, let me just tell you the series of events. So those of you guys who know Chris, this is what our friendship is. So a couple of days ago, she's like, hey, let's go to the beach on Saturday. She bought a cabana or some shit, girl. I do not know. And I think it's like old timey. And she's like, I want to try these things out. And it's like a chair, an umbrella, a cabana. And listen, as much as we love her and she loves us, building and or putting things together is not Chris's strong suit. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, she wants me to go to the beach with her so that I could put this cabana up for her. And so I'm like, okay. But then I was like thinking today, I'm like, I'm not going to put that cabana up. If she's unable to get it, I'm just going to literally record her like, wait, okay. I know, like, you know, girl, why are you buying a cabana? You know you can't put anything together. But she doesn't know that. In her mind, she's going to put this old-timey cabana together and it's going to be fine. Anywho, so she text messaged me last night at 10:08 and says, call me when you wake up. And I think to myself, why? Why can't I just call you right now? So I'm like assuming she's busy. Or assuming that she's assuming that on a Friday night at 10 p.m. I'm asleep, which isn't the wrong assumation. Okay, I would normally be asleep if I had worked the next day. But I wasn't. I was awake. So I didn't call her back because I was like, whatever, I'll just talk to her tomorrow. Eyes open, 6:30 a.m. And I'm like, should I call her? But then I know she's not awake. So I said, no, I'm not going to call her because she's not awake. But I text her and the text says, I'm awake. Then no response. So then I text her. That was at 6:30. At 11, I said, I'm going live. Just text me what time you want me to be there. It is now 11:23. No response from this person. So who knows what's happening in my life? There's a little story. I hope everybody's okay. Yay, you finally caught me live. Great, Nisi. I'm so happy. My roommate and I can't decide. Pizza Hut or Papa John's? Honestly, Pizza Hut for me. I think Pizza Hut is superior pizza. It is my favorite. I always have to eat Domino's because people like Domino's or people like Papa John's. But to me, Pizza Hut, king of pizzas. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yes, isn't that what it should always be? That's the way it should always be, Tiffany. Exit live chat and pop a like. Thank you, Adam. Adam, I've not seen your name before. So, hello. Thank you for the support. I don't like PH Change either. You're right. But if you fold up those peppers into that Papa John's pizza, oh my God. Kindred Coco, I don't know your name either. Hello. Thank you for joining. Dragonfly, hello girl. Mari, hello. Daphne, hello. I love the name Daphne. I love the name Daphne and Audrey. I think that they are really good names. That they are really good, like, 60s names, you know? It's like my grandma Daphne and my auntie Audrey. I love it. Thank you, Mika. It's almost Halloween. Oh, it's 5 minutes in. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 48. Don't know the title of it, but I never do. Okay, thank you for all you guys who are in the room right now. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you would like to do a super chat, I'm not doing that anymore because YouTube likes to take 30%, which is a lot of $2.99. You know what I'm saying? I want my full $2.99. So if you would like to give me $2.99 in tips, I accept it. Just go on ahead and do it at one of the things below. It's better for me. It's better for the business. It's better for my upcoming things that I've got going on. Okay, thank you. Now, let's move on. Let's talk about our very first couple, who is first on my list? I think it is Lacey and Shane. Yes. So we have got Lacey and Shane. Okay, Lacey's feeling frustrated. She has just found out and she has just seen texts from somebody in Shane's phone talking about, can't wait to work out with you next. Now, Shane has been ignoring Lacey and not giving up the poom poom the way she requires it, okay? And so she gets upset and she runs to the bathroom. And she says that since there's been some rocky times between her and Shane, she has been calling and talking to John. And if you guys watched one of my last other videos, don't remember which one it was, I talked about this very thing. Sometimes you just want to go back to your day one. And John is Lacey's day one. And so now that I realize what's going on, I am less quick to judge her. Now, she's married, she made choices, blah, 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 blase, blase, blase. But if her pattern of behavior so far in her, I think 30-something years of life, I hope she's 30-something years of life, has been, you would be with this person if they didn't love heroin more than you. Like, you love them, you believe in them, you want to have faith in them, you feel for them in the bottom of your soul, and they have the capacity to make you the happiest you've ever been. They have the capacity to make you the saddest you have ever been. They have the capacity to make you the angriest you have ever been. But at the end of the day, all of those ups and downs still does not negate the fact that you absolutely love this person. You absolutely love them. And that is what John is for Lacey. And that's what they are for each other. I mean, we watched John struggle with drugs in one of his interviews, throwing up because of whatever medication they have him on to get him off. And it breaks my heart because honestly, there's so much information out there about drugs and we learn about drugs in high school, but for whatever reason, there are still people who do it. And it could be just because of the extreme trauma in their lives that no matter what other people have told them, that they don't think it's going to be them. They don't think they're going to become the addict. They're going to be able to beat it or never have that happen. Girl, couldn't be me. On a side note, I'm watching season 1 of Why Women Kill. And that is what's happening in one of these episodes. And I'm just like, as much as I hate to say this, I don't know that I could support a drug addict, an addict. Like I've said that before. But anyways, so John, Lacey's in the bathroom talking to him. She says that she would be with John if he didn't love the drugs more than he loved her, which is not true. I don't think he loves the drugs more. I think he's an addict and he just can't help but do that. So Shane is out on the beach talking to the dad, and the dad's like, "Boy, you got to do what you got to do. You're going to lose your family. Summer deserves the best. You need to step up, man. Even though you don't have a job, you're trying. Lacey says she's not happy. Why isn't she happy, man? You got to do what you need to do for your family before you don't have no family." So that's the conversation. And Shane's like, "Well, I'm trying to do what I want to do, but I'm depressed. I fell into depression after Lacey and the summer was born and the baby. Like, I don't know what's going on, and I'm trying. I want to keep my family. I love my family. I love Lacey. But it's just a lot happening in my life, and I'm feeling some kind of way about what's going on in my life. And so the dad's like, it doesn't matter. You got to do what you got to do for this family. Shane's like, meanwhile, all I can see are his teeth now. Whereas before, I never saw them in my life. Now all I see are his teeth fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? Just battling for the right to survive. So he wants to make things work, and he can't. And so Lacey's in the bathroom talking to John, saying that she didn't leave him. She didn't choose Sean over John and all this stuff, which we all know she's going to end up back with John. If John is entertaining her, there's no way. He has a whole girlfriend too. There's no way. So, next couple is Nicole and Dante. So, Nicole has got her resume, and she's at the tanning salon, and they're looking at her resume. So the lady's like, oh, okay, you have an experience. She's like, yes, as you can see, I've had experience in this, but I haven't had experience in the last 5 years because I was in prison. But, I'm trying to have a new lease in life. I'm trying to be a better person. So lady's like, well, if you don't mind me asking, pray tell, why did you go to prison? And she's like, well, it was for robbery, but don't worry, I'm not going to steal anything from you. I didn't rob from stores. And I said, girl, why can't you just say, like, isn't there another way you could say robbery? Is there another to say for theft? Yeah. I was on drugs really bad, and I was with a boyfriend, and I stole some things that I should not have taken. But I've turned it over. Like, why you gotta be like robbery? Robbery to me is like, put on a mask, get a shotgun, run up into a place, scare everybody in the place, threaten them, pointing guns, yelling, shut the F up, shut up, give me the money, hitting somebody over the head, snatching the money and running out, jumping into a fast moving vehicle and taking off. That is what a robbery is to me. Don't say robbery, girl, just say theft. Just say theft. I stole, and I broke into a CVS, girl, and no, don't even say that. You should just say, I stole makeup from CVS. I know it was wrong, but it's like the 15th time I had done it, and so I got 4 years because I pushed a lady on the way out. She hurt herself, so it was assault as well. But I didn't mean to, I was just trying to look pretty for my boyfriend, and also I was on drugs. Like, can you just... It's just too much. So lady's like, oh, she's like, yeah, don't worry, I'm not gonna steal from you. I didn't steal from tanning salons. Girl. So the lady was like, just so you know, you're not gonna be full-time here. You're gonna be less than 30 hours. So don't think about stealing any money out of the cash register. Nicole's like, ha 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 ha. No, that's not what happened. But that's basically what happened. So she showed Nicole around, and Nicole's like, look, I'm excited to get this job regardless because I need some kind of income coming in because there's no Dante in my life. And like, how else am I going to get money? Tia doesn't have any money. And then on top of that, like, I want to feel useful and I want to get free tans. So this seems like a win-win situation. But Tia doesn't want her to take the job. Tia's like, they're probably only going to pay you like $6.50 an hour. You don't need to take that job. And I said, where is y'all living? $6.50? That's like what minimum wage was when I was like in 2001 in California at the very least. I'm like most states aren't at $10 now. Listen, when I started working, minimum wage was $5.25 an hour. Could you imagine that? Let me just do the math. I used to get like $87 at the end of the week and felt like a fucking princess. Let me do this math. And $5.25 times 20 hours equals $105. Yeah. I used to get $87 checks and like, in the year 2000 from Burlington Coat Factory was like, I got $87, girl. You couldn't tell me nothing. $87. And then then minimum wage went up to $8.25, and I was like, ooh. But when I was at Starbucks in 2004, I made $9.25 an hour, and that wasn't minimum. That was me being a shift lead. Yeah, 2004, I think. I was like, ooh, $9 an hour. $9 an hour. So then I'm like, I don't know. So $6.50 seems real low. $6.50 seems really low. Kimberly, where are you? Minimum wage is $7.25. Wow. They are in the South somewhere. I don't know. Oklahoma is $7.50. What? Minimum wage is $7.25. No way she's only getting that. Whew. Girl, that's a lot. I mean, that's a little. Minimum wage is $12 in New Jersey. Yikes, $7.25 is nothing. Oof. Oof. Anyways, so Tia doesn't want her to take it, and Nicole says that Tia comes from money. Like Tia, her grandparents and her parents take care of her, so she doesn't really know what it's like to not be able to have. And I said to myself, what kind of money does Tia come from? Does Tia come from like the kind of money that maybe her grandfather is a lawyer and owned his own practice, and maybe the grandfather is like the mother's father, and so maybe I'm just like, what do you mean comes from money? You mean like just like upper middle class, or you mean like for real? Because the tattoos and all the bad behavior, it does not. I mean, like makes me feel like as rich as they are not understanding therapy and that they need to put their child in therapy. So are they rich enough to have monetary things, or are they rich enough to go, we need to put our child in therapy and we'll pay for the therapy for obviously whatever she suffered? Because Tia looked crazy. Okay? Crazy. So that's all I want to know. In my mind, I assume that people who have lots of money send their kid to some kind of therapy if someone tells them to. But that assumption is probably super stupid and wrong. So there's that. There's me. All right. So Tia gets annoyed because she's like, you want to talk to Dante because you want money. And then Tia's like, you know what? Fine. Do it. Go ahead and talk to him because you want money, but you're my girl. You're not going to do anything with him. All you're going to do is get money from this chump, and it is whatever. And she's like, I feel bad that we're using Dante like this, but if he's going to be freely giving up his money, then I guess that's what it was. I guess that's just what it is. What did this person say? My first job, minimum wage was $3.25. I mean, a bag of chips was like a nickel then. So maybe, but $3.30, they had the gumption to put together $3.35 times, let's say 30 hours. That is $100. How much was rent in the 80s? That is really what I want to know. Because like when people tell me, like when I think of people like living on their own, like being waitresses or like being like whatever in like the past decades, and they have their own apartments, I'm like, was your rent $80 a month? Because rent is so astronomical now. I mean, compared to that I'm like, how much was it? Did rent used to be $250 a month in some places? And if that was the case, then like $3 an hour. Let's see, $3.35 times, let's say you got your good 40. That's $134. Did they not take as much taxes out? Because let's say you get $134. I was like, $134 times 4 equals $138. No, that does not equal that. $134 times 4 equals $536. So let's say a person had no debt, no car note. Did you have to have insurance back then if you did have a car? So I don't know. Is that a thing you had to have? Don't know. Okay, let's see. You did none of those things. So let's say then times 30%. So times 0.3 equals that minus 5. What did I just do the math for? I'm going to just say 565. I don't remember what I just said. So you end up the month with $404. People was really out here surviving on $404, paying rent on $404 a month. I have questions. I need all the answers. You guys aren't answering me. You're talking about Tia. Anyways, let's move on. For those of you guys who are not watching this live and are paying attention to me, can you please give me some answers down below? How much was rent in like the 80s? And how much did you have to pay insurance for a car note? There's that. Okay, great. So anyways, they devise a plan to take Dante's money. So Nicole calls Dante. Dante is with his friend, and Nicole calls, and the friend's like, man, don't answer the phone. Don't talk to her. Don't tell her anything. And Nicole's like, Dante, I miss you. I just want to, make some time to talk to you, not on the phone, like in person. Okay, I'll call you tomorrow with the details. And he's like, all right, Nicole. Okay. And the reason why he's feeling like he wants to see Nicole is, one, because he's still in love with her. Two, it's because he feels guilt because his last girlfriend, Chelsea, when he completely turned his back on her, she ended up ODing. And he has some guilt because he feels like if he had talked to her, then he could have possibly saved her from ODing. And then I said to myself, oh, so you was with a drug addict. And, oh, okay. I'm starting to see Chelsea in a different light. You weren't only battling someone using you for your money. You was battling somebody using you for your money so that they could purchase drugs. That's a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot. Whew. House payment in 80s equals $600. Love from Florida. House payment, $600. Girl, I know people in Arizona right now that are paying $600 for a house. So I'm trying to think about rent, not house. Like an average apartment rent, was it like $150 a month? Because now it's, average is $1,200, depending on where you are, but about $1,200. So you really can't rent a 1-bedroom, like not a studio, a 1-bedroom for anything less than $1,000, right? Like the idea of renting a 1-bedroom apartment for $650 is like, in what year? And that $650 is a lot for someone making $335 an hour. So that's why I want to know what rent was like. Anyways, there's that. So then the homeboy is like, didn't she leave you for someone else? Like, why are you even messing with her? She clearly has another person. And Dante's like, yeah, she sure did leave me for some Justin Bieber, Miguel. What? No, not Miguel. Let me try that. Listen, if I was editing this video, then I would stop it and I would cut this part out and I would redo it. So here it is. Yeah, she sure did leave me for some Justin Bieber, Machine Gun Kelly, Post Malone looking fool. And they were just kikiing about it. And I was like, the Justin Bieber part was funny. Like, yeah, that's definitely, Justin Bieber is way better looking than Tia, but definitely Justin Bieber vibe. And so he's just like, I can't let go because I don't want anything to happen to her. And she's reaching out to me and I'm saying, no, I'm still going to hear what she has to say, and the homeboy is like, you need to have another drink because the drink will clear your head. And I said, the drink will do exactly opposite, sir. Rent in the 80s in New York, not Manhattan, we talked in Brooklyn, was about $500 a month for a studio. All right. Thank you for that. That's not bad. It feels a little expensive if someone's making $335 an hour. Not saying that they would be, but not too shabby. Rent used to be $300 in the 80s. Oh, okay. Yes. My rent in 2000 for a 1-bedroom was $300 a month. Oh, she qualifies it, but it says again in Oklahoma. Girl, in the year 2000, your rent was $200 a month. That means that I could have afforded to live there. Like if I had the minimum wage that I was making at Burlington Coat Factory, I'm sure the minimum wage in Oklahoma wasn't $5.25, but if I had that, I would have been able to afford. My mind is blown. If I had known in the year 2000 that all I needed to do was to move to Oklahoma to live by myself, would I have gone? Who knows? And car insurance was not mandatory. Okay. Median rent in the 80s was $300 to $450. Haha. In the 90s, I paid $425 for a 1-bedroom in Marietta. Okay. But for salary for a clerical worker in 1982, that was a great year. 1982 was a good year. If I do say so myself, it was a good year. Was around $6.50 an hour. Okay, this is all making sense. I made $7 an hour as a nurse's aide. Okay, if your rent is $300 and you don't got no bills, you don't have any, like, what's that word called? If you don't have any credit card debt, because those of us in the credit card debt, it's taken over our lives. Okay. Oop, we have a descent. Nope. In over a decade, there are very cheapest was run for $1,200. Yeah. Okay. My first apartment in California was $375. Yeah, I feel like my mom was always saying, "We had our apartment on 75th." I'm just like, how much was that rent? $250? But $375? Okay. It's not bad. All right. Thank you, guys. All right. So let's move on now that we know that Dante is going to go and visit and see whatever her name is so that she can take all his money. Let's move over to Stan and Lisa. Now, I feel like in this segment, Lisa got a little crazy. So Stan's whole tummy and booty is hurting, okay? So Stan is having a lot of diarrhea at this point in his life. And he's got Lisa, his honey boo bear, there to take care of him and help him through such a trying time. He's sitting on the couch with Samuel in between his legs, and she is feeding him Pedialyte to help him with his large intestine. And he gets this text message, which is like very loud. It's like, have you ever heard of silent phone? Like, bring, bring. And she's like, what's that? And he's like, oh, nothing. He looks at it and puts it down. And then she looks at it and she's like, who's Tina? And he's like, oh, it's just a gal I used to talk to. And she's like, what? No, I'm sorry. What? And he's just like, it's just a gal I used to talk to. No big deal. And she's like, it is a big deal. What am I? Why am I here then? And in his mind, he's like, you're not even giving me any cookies. You're not satisfying me the way I want you to satisfy me. And I'm not actually seeing this woman in person. Like, calm down. But my thing is, it's like, Stan, if you had seen somebody by the name of Tina on her phone, you'd have felt some kind of way. I know it. But anyways, so it feels like Lisa uses this moment to get upset. And she uses this moment to get upset, to ask for more things, and to basically tell him, like, you're either going to give me what I want or I'm out. And I feel like if she has the option to do that for him, to do that to him, more power to her. But she needs to be prepared to actually be out. I don't like it when they play games. Like, if you're going to pull the trump card out and say, like, look, if you don't give me what I want, I'm leaving, I have other options, then just go ahead and leave. Because whilst what he did was annoying and borderline disrespectful, like, he shouldn't be entertaining other women of any kind, especially when you're taking him down the dungeon and doing the things to him that he wants to get done. But, like, sis, don't be, like, getting upset over no reason if you don't really have any place to go. She's like, he thinks he's going to be a 65-year-old player, but no, he's not. So she tells him that she spent $350 on clothes. And he's a little miffed about that. He says that he spent $2,500 on her, or $20,000 on her already, $25,000 on her already. And that any little other thing she purchases a month, like, they still have to be able to live. And I said, this girl only spent $350 on clothing. Now, it was stupid that she paid $90 for them pants. But what I'm saying is like, you've been telling her this entire time how much money you have. And if that means that she cannot spend $1,000 or $350 on clothes a month, then you should stop showing her the fact that you make over $100K a month. $350 is nothing. You should be happy that every single transaction she has is below $500 personally. So I don't understand what's going on. It's like he wants to spend all this money, that he wants to be a penny pincher at the same time, tell her that she shouldn't be spending any money because I guess she's not doing the things that she needs to be doing in order for him to be okay with her spending $350 on clothing. I was like, 350 is nothing. What are you talking about? This is not the 90s. So I don't like the fact that he's trying to like stop her from spending money when I'm just like, you're the one who threw the money at her. Like you cannot close Pandora's box now. It's open. So let her do what she has to do. So Lisa's pissed and she said he ain't about to be a player on her. So she left and she's like, you have 48 hours to decide what you want to do. You're either going to give me the money that you promised that you're going to give me and drop Tina or whatever her name is. What's her name? Tina. And then we move on. And like now all of a sudden she wants to get married too, which is a whole thing because prior to she's like, I don't want to get married. I'm not ready to set a date. But all of a sudden now that she hears that he is talking to some other girl, she is like, you need to prove you love me and you need to set this wedding date. And I'm just like, all of the sudden, you want to get married. Come on, Lisa, just call it, say it what it is. Say it is what it is. All right, next couple that we are going to talk about are Christiane and Her Man. So, Chris playing with a dog, going for a walk. Oh, so the very first scene is Christiane coming out of the bathroom, going into the living room, and John is playing with their dog. And this is a moment of like, oh, look at this puppy, and then she says, I'm going for a walk, okay? And he's like, okay. And I'm just like, going for a walk? You exercising? What are you doing? At first I was like, how does he feel comfortable letting an addict go for a walk? But maybe he feels comfort in the fact that a camera crew is following her. Fine. So I thought that she was going to get on the phone and talk to her sister Tara. But no. She's talking to her son, her 20-year-old son, who has never really seen her sober. She lost custody of her son when he was 21 months old. 21 months old. And that he has been affected negatively by the fact that she's a drug abuser. One of those things being that she has let him down constantly and all the time. And that she's sure that he feels some kind of way about his mother choosing crack over him. She says that she's really grateful that the father got custody because she was a whole mess and she wouldn't have been able to take care of him. And she's crying and she's so regretful and hurt and says that, she would hope that she could earn her son's trust back again. She invited him to the wedding that she might have with John. And he's like, I have to think about it because I, don't really know this situation. And I haven't seen you in a while. And for my first time seeing you to be you getting married to somebody may not be something I'm into. And I was thinking about it and I said, you know what? I would feel the exact same way. Because even though he's 20 years old and he was raised with his father, who I would assume is more stable than the mother, but at the same time, I'm like, the father did have sex with a crackhead. And that sex, unprotected sex with this woman. And I'm glad that he came and took his kid away. However, was that living circumstances that much better? Who knows? But I would feel some kind of way if I were the child of somebody who was in and out of prison my entire life, could never keep any promises towards me, and always chose drugs over me. And then the first time I see them upon them exiting prison is them marrying somebody. As a child, you don't get why your mother wouldn't come out of prison and immediately change their life and come and find you and come and be the mother that you've always missed them to be, regardless of how old they are. So for me, I would feel some kind of way. I would feel like, what? You haven't been here for me my entire life. And now you want me to come help you celebrate your happy nuptials? Can I come and celebrate your year of sobriety with you? Can I come and celebrate rather than you moving on and having a whole new family with this person whom I have no idea about? But like, can I come and just like celebrate you being in therapy? Can I come out and celebrate you? Like, I get where Christiane is coming from. I don't think that she is completely crazy for marrying John. She honestly doesn't have any other choice. And the fact is that she suffers from low self-esteem. And this is somebody who is willing to love her for exactly who she is right now in this moment. He knows that she's a drug addict. He knows that she came out of prison initially and then went right back in because she couldn't even handle not doing drugs while in the halfway house. He knows that she is a mess, and Christiane is never, and not never, but it's going to be really hard for her to find love. And the fact is that this man wants to love her. And so why would she say no? Even though she has a lot to atone for, having him in her corner to support her and not judge her for the past choices that she's made must be a relief. And I have to give that to her, because as somebody who is a judgy McJudgerson, because of the things that I have managed to avoid, because I have prided myself on really thinking through a lot of choices that I've made in life, where I feel like most people just kind of bumble through it and they don't really think about what they, need to do. I'm somebody who really thinks about it. So I'm proud that I think about it. But with that comes a certain amount of judgment. And so I am unable to give Christiane a judge-free existence. But if John can give it to her, and if having one person in your corner makes you feel good enough to continue making good, solid, strong, thoughtful choices, then I support it. Even though I can't be that person for you, I support you finding somebody who can help you do that. So there's that. I understand where both parties are coming from. Nicolette, thank you so much for the for the Cash App. I absolutely appreciate it. I really do appreciate it, you guys. I do appreciate it, you guys. I really, really do. This is all so helpful for me with this journey, because I'm about to go take some tests, and those tests from past understanding cost money, and it's really helpful to have this, side business thriving and to get tips and stuff. So thank you for that, Nicolette. Okay, so that's a little bit about Christiana, and I honestly wish the best for her. I may talk about her eyebrows, but I don't ever want to see somebody go back to prison or get back on drugs. I hope she's not paying attention to any of the commentary. I hope she doesn't watch anything that anyone says about her, and I don't want to trigger her. I hope that she's a strong individual, and I hope that John can help her get through this. I mean, crack is really hard. Okay, now let's go to the person that is the testament to why this show actually works. Our girl, Brittany. Ah, I love this bitch. I love her. I love her. Okay. So, this scene, we've got Brittany waiting for Amanda to come over. Okay. Marcelino's doing a little bit of bills, fake doing bills. His kids are surrounding him. Giovanni has no pants on. She takes the kids away from him and then says, don't forget Amanda's coming over. So Amanda comes over with her Cutwater margaritas, girl. I love a Cutwater margarita. If you guys haven't had those canned margaritas by this company called Cutwater, they make a lot of different types. They make like a Mai Tai, they make a Moscow Mule, but their margaritas, while strong, they're at 12% and the other ones are like at 6%. Are good. So if you ever want to get like a ready to go margarita in a can, girl, take it to the beach with your homies, get the Cutwater one. I think it's woman owned as well. There's only 4 that come in a pack, but do yourself a favor. It's delicious. So they have that. They go out to the pool. Apparently she got a new house. And Amanda's like, oh my God, the new house. El Boogie, thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you. I absolutely appreciate it. You guys are sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. So they go outside to the backyard. Apparently they got a new house. This is what I'm saying. I don't even notice the difference between the house. I did notice that the staircase there's a staircase. It is a new house. And they got a little gate at the end of the staircase, which I'm assuming for the baby. But I'm also like, if the baby has gotten down to the gate, if they're upstairs and they got down to the gate, they already done fell. What do they need a gate at the bottom for? But then I just thought about it just now, is that maybe there's a gate to stop the baby from going up. Anyways, they got them a new house. And I love a good story. Oh, I'm so happy for them. Anyways, Amanda's happy for them too. They go into the backyard. She's like, oh my God, you guys have a pool. Because remember, they didn't have a pool before. Remember, they like redid the backyard and they did like AstroTurf? They sold that house because that house wasn't 2 stories. And they got a new house. Yes, Brittany and Marcelino. Yes. So, anywho, they go into the backyard. There's a pool. They put their feet in the pool. They play footsie with each other. Amanda talks about how she don't even really be liking men no more. Brittany's like, you're absolutely welcome because it's because of me. And they have a kiki good time. And Brittany ends up telling Amanda about the fact that Robert might have stolen $80K from them. And so Brittany's like, you know me, I'm ready to run up in there and get my furniture. And I said, what are you talking about? What furniture? Whoever edited this part needed to take that part out, because I'm like, what furniture are you talking about, Brittany? She's like, you think I don't want to run up in there and get my furniture? But that's the old me. And then Amanda's like, yeah, you don't want to go back to prison, so don't do that. And so she's like, well, I've only told you, I haven't told Marcelino. And Amanda's like, you only told me? And then she gets up and they go to leave. And Marcelino is like, oh, Vicky Vale, thank you so much for that Cash App. I absolutely appreciate it. Do I have my noisemaker? It's over here somewhere. To all of you guys. I love it. I have Nicolette. I also have Yancey McIntyre. Thank you so much for the Cash App. Did I already say thank you to Yancey? I don't think I did. Anyways, Yancey McIntyre, Nicolette, L Boogie, Victoria, thank you so much for the Cash App. I absolutely appreciate it. I love it because it's all in like one little area and I get to see all the text messages. Great. Thank you guys. I absolutely appreciate it. So anyways, Amanda's like, oh, you only told me. I'm so honored. I love it. And then they go into the house and Marcelino's like, what's up, Amanda? And she's like, what's up? And they give each other a side hug. He's like, you like it? You like it? And she's like, yeah, it's real nice in here. And I said, I am so proud of them in their new house. I am absolutely so proud of this entire situation. So she still, though, has to tell Marcelino about the sober living house and how, she's lost, I guess, money and furniture. So she says that she really loves to flirt and hang out with Amanda. And before Amanda leaves, Amanda's like, okay, Brittany, you have a good day, but also let me know if you need me to help you come run up on Robert, all right? And Marcelino's like, Robert? And Brittany's like, and Amanda's like, oh, my bad. Just let me know if you need some help. Let me know if you need some help. So then Marcelino's like, Brittany, tell me what's going on. And Brittany's like, sit down, don't trip. And then Yazel, hello. Welcome, Yazel. Welcome. Bye. Thank you for joining. So she sits down and she's like, Marcelino, you're the only person that I ever care about in this world. You're the only person whose opinion matters. You're the only person that I would hide something like this from because I don't want you to judge me and I don't want you to think of me as being stupid and a failure. But we can't find Robert and the money, and Caden or Carmine or Cadence or what's her name? I don't know. My friend from prison who has a random masculine name thinks that Robert is a drug addict and might have taken the money. And so then Marcelino's like, how long have you known? She's like, a couple days. He's like, I'm the last one to know. Brittany, that failure is dumb. It feels stupid. And she's like, don't you think I know that, Marcelino? I don't want you to feel that way about me, which is why I didn't tell you. And he's like, well, I feel some kind of way because you didn't tell me, Brittany, and that's our kid's future. And you've done all this, blah, blah. And I said, $8,000. I was like, you couldn't afford to lose $8,000? Then you shouldn't have given $8,000. If you couldn't have afforded to lose $8,000, then you should not have given $8,000. However, Brittany is wrong for not telling him immediately. So he gonna hop in the car and drive off like he's mad. And I said, he's not mad. I said, come on, y'all. Go ahead and give these two a daytime Emmy. Come on, Academy, or whoever it is, Associated Press, whoever gives the Emmy. Come on now. I need you to watch this show. And I need you to go on ahead and give Marcelino his Emmy. Because his reaction was so dramatic. And her crying, making it seem like they're actually fighting. Girl, we see right through you two, but we believe it and we love you for it. We love you for the effort. Thank you so much. Adriana, no, it was 80K in total, but the only amount that Marcelino and Brittany gave to him was 8K. So does Brittany owe other people money? Yes, because she got like sponsors and stuff. She got like donations and whatnot. But like they didn't give 80K. Girl, if that was 80K, I'm pretty sure Marcelino would have drowned her in that pool. 80K? Oh no, she would have got choked. Old Brittany, who got put in prison, would have had to come out and fight herself out of that house, because if that 80K, ooh, child, that's a lot of money. He would have had to fight her. He would have had to fight her. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, Marcelino hops in the car and drives off, and that is the end of their segment. The last couple that I want to talk about are Rey and Brittany. Now, here's the part where we're supposed to be fools, right? So we gonna have Rey and Brittany. Rey is at his job. He don't work 60 hours in that week. He is very excited to see his first paycheck. And he gets that check, and he is not impressed. Not impressed. The reason why he's not impressed is because he was like, look at all these taxes. And I said to myself, Rey, do you know about taxes? Don't come up here acting like you don't know about taxes. I hate it when people, listen, I work in HR, right? But people always want to come up and talk about, oh, my check is short. And I'm like, look at your check stub. And they're like, well, why did they take out so much for this? And I'm like, I don't know your life. Okay? But what I do know is that you work for an establishment and taxes get took. So don't come up here asking me about every single line that's being taken out of here. Because if you don't know, then I don't know what to tell you, and I don't know how to explain life for you. And granted, these aren't 16-year-olds and 18-year-olds. These are grown people who've got children who want to come talk to me about how much taxes is taken out of their check. And I'm going to have to tell you to get out of my face, because taxes be took. And they will always be took. And you're not going to come and talk to me or get disappointed and be weird because you don't know that taxes get took. Oh, I wasn't planning on that. I worked 60 hours this week. And I said to myself, well, if you were in the state of California, 20 of them hours would have been overtime. So it's not my fault you in Texas. And I don't even know if 20 of them were overtime. But the point is that you'll be fine. So now everybody's pretending like the amount he got paid is so minuscule and that he wasn't planning for it. He's like, they took $400. And I said, well, that means, bro, that you got $600 left. So you better spend wisely. I'm like, what were you thinking you were going to get? How much you make? He work in a warehouse. I don't know what warehouse it is. Does anyone know the minimum wage? I love to take out the calculator. Does anyone have minimum wage? Does anyone know what Texas minimum wage is? Usually warehouses try to be competitive with other warehouses around them. For example, if there's a Kohl's or a Target or Armor All or a Uline or an Amazon, I'm trying to think of warehouses that I've seen. They're all going to get paid about the same. And I know it's not minimum wage. And if you have chosen to work at a warehouse that is only paying you minimum wage, you've made a choice, because most of them pay a little bit more because they realize that they can't if they want to get people with strong backs. So let's say he makes $10 an hour. 10 times 40 is 400. Is that 10 times 40 is 400? Great. 10 times 40 is 400. Okay. Now, with that time and a half, let's say if he was making, that would be $15 an hour. Right? So that's $15 an hour. Ted. Wait, time and a half. Yeah, $15 an hour. Okay, so 15 times 20 is 300. So that's $700 in a week. $700. So 700 times 0.3 is 210. 210 minus 700 is 490. I mean, it is what it is, boo. It is what it is. Let's see. Ray says he makes $15 an hour. So I just did the math for you guys. Okay? The math is $490 a week he gets paid. $490 times 4 is $1960. He's talking about he thought he was going to get more. So anyways, he's like upset about it, talking, basically trying to make it feel like, oh, well, why do I work this hard if I only got paid this much? What am I going to do with this? I got plans. I got restitution I got to pay. And his homeboy was like, listen, it just is what it is. At least you have a job and at least everything is going in the right path, the way it should go. And so then we got a scene where Brittany is in a boutique, girl. I said a boutique, sis. You need to be in a mall. You need to be in JCPenney's is where you need to be. Take yourself out this boutique and get you over to the JCPenney, okay? Get you over to the Kohl's, okay? The Mervyn's, the TJ Maxx's, hell, the Ross's. You don't need to be in a boutique when your man make $15 an hour. So she meets her homegirl there. And she's like, ooh, Ray got a job. I'm going to start spending his money. So I'm going to be in this boutique buying stuff. And then the friend says, well, you know what? You've been holding down the fork for his ass. And I said, ma'am, holding down the fork? Does that make any sense to you? Holding down the fork? No, I'm sorry. When you heard that statement, and you heard it incorrectly, which is fine. When you heard it and you said holding down the fork, what in your mind went, holding down the fork? Yes, you're if you are taking care of business, then when the folks in your house are eating too much, then you're holding down the fork to stop them from eating so much because you're the one that's paying all the bills. So you gonna stop everybody from eating? Is that what you thought that statement meant? First of all, it's holding down the fort. Fort, ma'am. Fort. She said you've been holding down the fork in his ass. And I said, in his ass? What is happening? Huh? What is going on? What is going on? So he's talking about he got $400 in taxes. Can't do nothing with that. And then she gets home from that after her and her friend are having the conversation about her getting ready to spend all his paycheck because she deserves it. I say, you've been knowing this man for what, 9 months, and you feel like you deserve his whole paycheck? I hate that narrative. So she gets home and he is feverishly chopping onions. I mean, he's chopping onions like in the prison. He used to work in the kitchen. He used to work in the kitchen because that's the only way that he is chopping perfectly square diced pieces of onion without crying or being stressed out because of the smell. I mean, just like they only gave me and he shows her how much money he made and she's like shocked. So then I said, tell me something else. Are his checks being garnished? Is he paying for the restitution in his checks? And that's why he's disappointed? Because he really should have got paid $500, but he only got paid $1.50. She was like, well, don't be upset. It's a little bit, but it's something. And she's trying to like be very peppy and exciting. And it's like, yay, rah, rah, sis, boom, bah, such and suchy. And he's like, stop trying to like make me feel better. And then she takes out some macaroni and starts to like, she wastes the entire box on her math problem to try to explain to him what taxes look like, what life is going to look like by demonstrating it with pasta. And so she's like, this is what the government takes. This is what this happened. And he takes a whole bunch and he just throws half of it away. He's like, that's restitution. And she's like, it's okay, babe. We're going to have a family. We're going to get married. It's going to be fine. He's like, with these $1.50 checks, we're not doing anything. So either one or two things needs to happen. Either A, I need to make more money, or B, you need to get up on my face talking about an engagement ring and a wedding and babies. And he didn't say any of that, but that's what I know he was thinking. Because that's what I was thinking. If the man is feeling down about his money, what you should say to him is, babe, you know what? You're right. I don't need a ring. I don't need a ring. Let's just hunker down. Let's play it safe. Let's get down at least, let's get you down to at least 50K, right? In restitution. I'll help you. We'll figure out a second job. Maybe we'll get ourselves a YouTube channel. We'll take some of this Matt Sharp money and we'll spin it, and we'll really work on our Instagramming, and we'll figure it out. Let's put in 60K, and then when we're at 50K or whatever, we can start really talking about having kids. That's what she needed to say. But she was like, no, be happy. You'll be fine. Oh my God, Alexia. Thank you so much. Thank you for this Cash App. Thank you. I'm truly humbled and honored. And thank you. That's producer level. Use a fucking producer. Okay? I don't know who you are on here because I think your name is different, but thank you so much. Truly, 100% thank you so much. This will absolutely go towards what I said it was going to go towards. Sometimes I get a little like finicky because I'm like, do people believe me? But like, you guys, this is going to happen. I'm starting it this month. Next week, I'm supposed to start my period. And then after that, I'm going to call the doctor to get certain appointments set up. So thank you so much. Y'all be okay. Back to the entertainment. Okay. So I'm just like, girl, she's like, you're employed. That's the most important thing. And he's like, I don't want to talk about it right now. And she's like, don't worry. You'll have enough money for my $10,000 engagement ring. It'll be fine. Just save up your pesos. And he gets upset. He's like, literally, Brittany, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't want to talk about this anymore. And he's just like, no, and walks away. And she's just like, we're filming. Come back, we're filming. Don't get upset. We're filming. And I said to myself, Brittany, you need to go ahead and put the filming aside and just be happy with your man. Because I really do think that she's putting all this pressure about an engagement ring and all these things because, she is trying to be entertaining. And she's also throwing herself out there to be shitted on by the audience. Because we look at Brittany as being like ridiculous and selfish, right? But I think she's doing that to kind of get more airtime for them to help their future. So if I was into following her on any kind of social media, I would follow her and give her props for that. But she really did hit she really, really did hit a raw nerve in him, and he just got upset and walked away. Thank you so much, Alexia. Sorry, I was saying it wrong. Alexia, thank you so much. So I'm just like, you know what? Brittany realized that she done messed up and they got to stop filming right now. And then she's going to move forward from there. All right, you guys. So that is the end of this episode. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for the last hour. I'm going to pack up, get ready, and go to Newport Beach to hang out with Chris. I'm also hungry, so I'm going to do that as well. Do you guys ever get excited for food? Like every time I'm hungry, I get really excited because I got to do my favorite thing, which is eat. All right, you guys. So I will be back tomorrow with a 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way recap. Don't forget to join me then. I want you guys to have a fabulous rest of your Saturday. Thank you so much for everybody who gave me a Cash App. I absolutely appreciate it. And y'all have a fantastic evening. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Somebody is just playing drums in the park next to my house. I mean, just all morning. Like, I'm sorry, sir, you don't have a home? You don't have a place in which to make this noise? You have to like be in the park on a Saturday?